I'm Yuri.
I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. '22 Volkswagen GTI.
Performance without launch control, manual transmission.
We're gonna take it easy so we don't get nasty wheel hop.
Okay. It's good.
And the wheel hop.
Good job. Really got to modulate that throttle. And since we're on the track, Yuri, send it.
And full brakes. Horsepower and torque.
241 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque from a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder.
This has a lot of power. Now look, like tire squeal.
There was nothing there, just basically no understeer, and you're flooring it.
It's good.
It's really good. They changed a lot with this new generation, the Mark 8.
So a couple corners through TMP Cayuga and then back onto the road, see how it is. And it is very cold out, but even in the cold, it does grip very well. We can get some like brake-induced oversteer, which is cool. But overall, feels very fast.
Yeah, they definitely improved quite a bit on this chassis and the limited slip differential. It is electronic, but everything's really good about this. Like they completely changed the car.
Hey, let's see if I can get it to oversteer though.
Oh yeah, there's some.
and then the ESC kicks back in, even though I have ESC fully off.
Yes.
It did say on the press release that it will automatically re-enable in an emergency situation, which is pretty much everything fun on track.
It's true. I was scared for my life there, so.
All right, let's get this thing onto the road.
Okay.
So as the one of the two of us who owns the most GTIs.
Your wife actually does?
It's a DSG 2010. It's actually pretty sick. I drove it on track with the Conti Sport Contact 6s. I love it. I want to start with the looks.
Let's do it. So, everything's been changed, sort of. It still looks like a Golf at the end of the day, sorry, GTI. But let's start with the front end because we got some really cool fog lights on this one.
Yeah, and they're the honeycombs, like everything that is GTI.
Yes, just like my shirt, because I'm a fanboy. That's right.
Anyways, they look cool, but you can only have them on when you have the full headlights on. And when you have the full headlights on, you've got a line that goes all the way across, which is very cool.
Yeah, so it lights up. You can really see it at night, but you can also see it during the day as well. And then we have a red line because this is the GTI, and then the headlights are totally different on this generation as well.
Yes, but they share this. They're the exact same ones as the Golf R as well.
Correct. And since you're watching this video, we also have a Golf R video coming out, so definitely stay tuned for that one.
Hit the notification bell because we actually drifted it!
Drift mode!
Drifted it! Drift mode!
Subscribe to.
Yeah. Okay, and then our grill, it's a big, wide open mouth because we got no front plate on there. I've grown to like it.
Yeah, honeycomb, classic GTI stuff.
It is the correct move forward that they have to do for design. And then we've got these little, like, I almost want to call them Tony Stark mustache goatees on the side, you know, the little black lines on the outside of the grill.
I'm trying to picture it right now. Is Tony Stark the one?
Oh, you don't, oh my God.
The guy with the, wears like the bat
That's
thing?
Iron Man.
Oh, I'm kidding. I know Tony Stark, but I can't picture it. I'm
Yo,
sorry.
real talk, Jacob watched Endgame on an airplane without seeing any Marvel movies happily. He's like, wow, that was cool. I'm like, you don't know anything. He's like, no.
It was just an action movie for me.
Also, if you're into Marvel stuff, I have a huge X-Men toy collection and Marvel cards. Check that out on my personal channel. Shameless plug. Yeah. I don't care. It's got 500 views.
Yeah, give him 600.
Bro, nobody likes X-Men.
Moving on, back to the GTI. Let's go to the side. GTI looks pretty cool from the side.
4-door only.
Yes, there's no 2-door, and there's never going to be another one, I don't think.
My GTI, my wife's GTI, is a 2-door,
yeah, exactly.
Which is a total pain for getting the kid in and out of the back seat, even though the child seat does fit fine. It's just really an awkward struggle. This would be fantastic for that. Much better than a Veloster N as well, which I didn't really like for putting a kid in the back seat.
Yeah, and I mean, let's just get to it right now. I actually fit decently behind myself over here. My knees kind of hit the seat, but other than that, it's pretty good.
5'8", I fit amazing behind myself.
Okay, back to the outside looks. I don't really love these wheels. I think they've had much better generations of wheels on the GTI.
I 100% agree, and even the Golf R, which we'll tease a little bit, doesn't have as cool wheels as previous ones. And what would be the Continental recommended tire for a new GTI?
The Continental Extreme Contact Sport or the Viking Contact 7 for winter.
But if you want to go like really track it, Extreme Contact Force.
For sure.
And I think there's a promo code during November right now.
Yeah, so definitely hit the link in the description and in the top comment for details.
And then as for body lines, nice, solid, crisp, good Volkswagen style.
And then we have red brake calipers to differentiate it from the Golf R, which are blue.
Hey, we got that cool little GTI badge on the fender. Side view, looks good. No issues at all.
No, exactly. And then moving on to the back end, it looks really good, decent, nothing crazy, but also nothing special.
Yeah, just solid, good looking GTI, dual exhaust. Really don't have any issues with it. The taillights are nice. They're the same ones as the Golf R, which kind of sucks.
You're talking about those exhaust tips. Let's take a listen to the outside.
What's this rev limiter?
Yeah, so it's a manual transmission and it doesn't let you rev past 4,000. Come on.
But the Golf R does.
Watch the Golf R video.
In the future. And then those exhaust tips will give you a little bit of pop from the inside.
Oh, there we go.
And I know a lot of you guys love GTIs. If you're looking for a brand new GTI and you live in the United States, click the TrueCar link in the description below.
And if you use the link below, there's discounted price offers.
Did we mention that this was front wheel drive?
It's front wheel drive.
Yeah, Golf R is the all wheel drive one, just in case anyone doesn't know. And then now this one does not have a manual e-brake.
Yeah, so it's all electronic. Luckily, we do still have a regular shifter for a manual transmission. There's no Braun shaver because that's the one in the automatic.
Yeah, this manual shifter is pretty awesome.
Yo,
we'll talk
imagine
about that
if they
later,
gave you the short shifter and it was just the Braun shaver and you had to actually shift
short
like this.
manual, yeah. Okay, so overall, looks-wise, the competition for this is the Civic Si, the WRX, I assume maybe the Integra.
And, well, let's not even go there. The Veloster N.
Which one would you take looks-wise? I think I would go Veloster N looks-wise.
Ooh, looks-wise, I would also go Veloster N, but
this second,
yes.
second. But in this color, it might actually be first with the pomelo yellow metallic.
It's a cool color.
Very cool color.
It's like yellowy green, more yellow, I guess.
Okay, before I get you driving, look at this interior. We got the updated infotainment with some weird stuff like the ID4 that we didn't like. We got a cool digital gauge cluster. Your turn.
Okay.
No wheel hop, right? Maybe.
I'm gonna surprise you. Oh! That was a double surprise. So I did a burnout and then I got a wheel hop.
I'm surprised you did that burnout because usually goes right to wheel hop.
Yeah, I kind of fed the clutch a little bit there. But anyways, it launches pretty good. You just have to be very careful with that wheel hop, especially on a cold day like this.
At least you got all the power. That's what we wanted. Okay, explain to me all the magic behind this front wheel drive system.
Okay, so there is now a torque sensing electro-hydraulic limited slip differential that's electronically controlled. That is straight from Volkswagen. Basically what that means is, oh my God, okay, Volkswagen, we have stupid voice controls.
You can talk to the car if you say the company's name.
So basically what happens is, now there's a bunch of computers that are controlling understeer for the most part, and they basically allow you to floor it when you're not supposed to be flooring a front wheel drive car, and kind of mostly eliminate understeer. There's definitely still understeer, it's still front wheel drive, but they have significantly improved the computers in this car.
Especially considering the weather we're driving in.
Yes, exactly. And it gives you better turn in, it gives you the ability to apply power earlier than you should be able to in a front wheel drive car. That is the biggest takeaway from this car.
I feel like this has made a solid leap towards dummying the Veloster N.
Yes, it's much closer. I still don't think it would. We do have more horsepower now. I'll get to that in a little bit later. But we also have the Performance Edition, which gives us the dynamic chassis control, which you can also adjust through the infotainment. And unfortunately, you can't option that on lower trims, at least in Canada. So you do have to get the full beans, like the full top trim model, if you want the dynamic chassis control, which I would highly recommend because you can actually adjust it substantially. So you have your regular drive modes, you have your 3, and then you go to custom. Yuri, what do we have in custom?
We can change our DCC so that it's either comfier than comfort or sportier than sport, which I haven't seen really in many other cars.
I've never seen that
before. That's like comfort plus in a BMW maybe.
Exactly, so it's cool that they do stuff like that. So anyways, let's get to some of this.
Okay, how about power? I want to see power.
Okay, let's go floor. I'm flat. You can see, even though I have the traction off, you can still feel it doing stuff. It definitely feels faster than the previous generation. It's still the EA888 engine code, which is actually shared with the Golf R. So I think it's actually a pretty good engine. They've done some improvements to it, and overall this car does feel better. And we also have the 6-speed manual. 6-speed manual is great. Yes, they do offer a DSG. Yes, it would be faster.
It's 7-speed, right?
Yes. But, Yuri, which one would we take?
Manual.
This one.
Dude, honestly, old things running out. People aren't going to have manual anymore. They're going to be cool cars. Just get a manual car if you're going to do it. The prices are going to go up.
Exactly.
Just hold. It's good. It's smart.
We're in the last generations. It's so sad to say of manual transmissions. Just buy all the manual transmissions that you possibly can. Even though the dual clutches are faster, it doesn't really matter right now.
Rich people out there, buy manual GTIs for your kids, for your nephews, for your nieces. Dealerships only stock manual. They're going to sell.
Yeah.
Why do you want to litter the world with DSGs when you don't have to?
Exactly.
That's my rant.
This is a good transmission. I'm sure the dual clutch faster, but let's head out onto the road and talk about everything else.
Yeah. Good job on track, though. This car feels really good.
It does. So now that we're on the road, which is realistically where most people are going to be driving this thing, I'm going to dial this back down. I'm just going to put it into comfort. And it does make a difference with the suspension. You can instantly feel it with the bumps.
You can't feel the difference as much as a Civic Type R.
Yes.
But you definitely feel it.
And it's overall, this generation does feel stiffer than the previous generation, so having comfort is definitely appreciated.
Okay, let me put it to custom. Oh, I can't change custom while driving, can I?
No.
Even though you're driving?
Yes.
Okay, fine. But
we've already pre-configured custom.
What we can do is test the pumped-in audio from sport to custom, which has it off. So ready?
I'm going to apply equal throttle.
Oh, no. Sorry, the computer screen decided that it's going to change.
I'm going to hit mode again.
When it senses my hand. Ready? Go for it. Not even that bad pumped-in audio.
No, and it's not that loud either. The tone of it is pretty good. Like, honestly, I'd probably just leave it on.
Great job, Volkswagen.
Now let's get to this touch screen. You had some difficulty there. I've also had some difficulty with this. So what happens is when I hit the mode button, I rest my finger there to change the mode because, if you're on a bumpy road or anything like that, I found myself accidentally hitting the volume slider and then I can't actually adjust my mode because it's blocked by the volume slider, and then sometimes the other one just goes away because I haven't had time to click it away.
Yeah, so they got rid of the volume knob, tuning knob, and temperature controls. It's all like capacitive touch stuff.
It's all slide.
And at night, it's not illuminated. I can guarantee you, within 2 model years, they're going to have that illuminated, just like Civic did the volume knob.
They're going to have to. Like, this is honestly bad. Watch our ID4 video for way more complaints about this infotainment.
Yeah, okay, one more complaint.
Go for it.
Sirius satellite radio. I love it, right?
Yes, you do.
You know what I'm not using in this car?
Sirius satellite radio.
Because you can't even see a list of all your channels. Like, you click this button, you go to radio, and then it's like news, this. Like, I just want a whole list. It's super weird. I don't like it.
Yeah, and then you can't even see what you're actually playing unless you swipe from the right, and then you can rewind from there.
It's just like...
Yeah, it's definitely excessive. But...
By the way, the GLI...
Yeah?
The Jetta has the old infotainment.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Everybody buy Jettas.
Yeah, I don't even like hatchback. I've actually always loved sedans, and I've always loved Jettas.
Head to tsp.truecar.com and cross-shop a GLI with a GTI.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got the old infotainment.
Anyways. I hope you're right.
And this does have wireless and wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and this runs off USB-Cs only.
Yeah, so take some adjustment, because right now, at least for us, cars are in transitions where some have USB-A, some have USB-C. We don't even ever know what cable to bring.
No 360 camera, but we got a nice reverse camera, 360 radar stuff, and having that 360 camera that pops out was very nice because it was kind of like frosty today, and the camera was clear.
Yeah, so infotainment aside.
Wait.
Okay.
What if the windshield is foggy?
Okay, you actually have a hard button for that on your left over here.
No, what I'm talking about is the climate control.
I know, but you do have a hard button on your left over here. For some weird reason, you have some climate type things on your left with your headlight modes. But let's get into the infotainment ones very briefly.
We click here for thing. We have smart climate, where it's like clear view, warm feet, cold feet, fresh air, and then classic climate, which is normal stuff.
Yeah, which is a little weird, but you do have heated seats in here. You do also have a heated steering wheel in here, but you press a capacitive gloss black touch button on your steering wheel to activate it.
Capacitive gloss black touch buttons to control your gauge cluster. Let's get into it.
Nightmare.
Yeah. But the gauge is cool. So you've got a bunch of different views, and we've got this really cool GTI view with the honeycomb in the back. I think it looks awesome. You can customize what's in the left, the right, what your gear you're in and all that stuff. And then your ambient lighting that you can adjust. I think we have about 30 colors, which looks awesome. We'll also change the color around the tack. But if you change your ambient lighting to red, then it looks like you have a weird red line at all times, so you can't really use red interior lighting.
Yuri, what are we actually missing in this? Let me give you a hint. I don't know when to shift.
Shift lights.
Yeah, there's no shift lights, which is oddly missing from this.
Yeah, I guess that's more of like a Veloster N Golf R kind of thing.
It's in the Golf R, which is odd that they gave it the Golf R, but not to this.
But the Golf R has a special R mode for gauges, which this doesn't.
Right. But this looks very similar to that.
It looks awesome. It's a cool gauge cluster.
But overall, the gauge cluster is nicely customizable. I just find some of the transitions a little bit laggy.
Okay, another cool thing. Wireless charger, your phone actually doesn't fly out of it.
Yeah, and it's a decent size, so great job there.
Okay, cup holders. We got this weird pop-out cup holder, and then when you put your cup in, like you need to angle it in. I would say fail on that. I mean, sure, there's another one behind it. It's just not good.
I would say total fail.
And we got the armrest that goes up and ratchets, so that's cool.
Clicky. And the driving position is great once you get this thing all set up. And we do have really nice seats in this too. We have plaid. Well, they're called something different in this generation, but they're plaid.
It's the plaid,
yes.
plaid ones.
Yes.
And then they do hold you in really nicely on track. I really, really like them. I think they look cool with this red from the back.
Yeah, and the leather delete on them is actually free.
Yeah, because they want you to have the cool version.
Yes.
And then the shifter's got the golf ball pattern.
Oh yeah, didn't even notice that.
Gotta have the golf ball pattern on the shifter. And then we got cool honeycomb on the dash. I think this material is very nice.
Yeah. Overall, the dash does look pretty good. There are some like cheap plastics here and there, but I don't mind this. Like this is still a fairly premium interior. I would say below a Mazda 3 though.
Oh, and then back to these capacitive touch buttons on the steering wheel. I have
Yes.
found myself accidentally touching things that I didn't want to touch. Like I skipped a song forward while trying to adjust my gauges. And like if I put your palm too hard, you click something.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not ideal. All this touch stuff is actually the worst, and Volkswagen needs to dial all of that back.
But they won't. They committed too far.
Hopefully they'll listen. But here's the thing. They basically force you into using the voice commands because it's so bad to actually touch all this stuff.
Yeah.
The car drives so good,
Yeah.
but it's so disconnected from every other digital aspect of this car.
Our theory is that they keep adding safety stuff in there to make up for all the distractions they add. Because this is like straight up texting and driving. Like
Yeah.
almost all new cars are.
Well, let's get into that safety stuff that is basically required at this point. We do have lane keep assist, which is actually really good. You do have to enable it in kind of a weird way. You got to make sure it's on in the infotainment.
And
there's also a
click
button.
that button.
Exactly, on your steering wheel. So
Yeah, no, it's good, But
And then we have adaptive cruise.
But it's one of those where if you don't have your hand heavy on it, it's going to beep at you like pretty obnoxiously for not having your hand on the wheel, even though my hand is on the wheel. And I hate that. Maybe I just need to have heavier hands.
I think you
don't
got to
like
work
that.
out.
Like, my
bro.
hand is there, bro.
My arm's so heavy. Oh, look at these bad boys. Okay, let's use these bad boys to check these visors.
3, 2, 1.
Ah!
Didn't rip them off.
I didn't try to.
We could rip them off if we wanted
By
to.
the way, that's a full pass for everyone that's new to the channel. We're
Yeah.
just trying to block the sun from the side of our faces.
We got sunroof.
Yeah. Which is an option. That's the only actual option on this top trim.
And then if we fold down all the seats, we still do have a bunch of room for everything we want to fit in there.
Yeah, it's still a Golf at the end of the day. Fits all of our carry-on bags.
So overall, are you impressed with the new Golf?
I actually am.
I am as well. However, I don't like the infotainment.
I also agree with that.
Let's get to the price.
So the GTI, the cheapest one that you can get, starts at $31,495.
Canadian.
And this one, the Performance Edition, optioned with the sunroof, is $40,245.
Okay, not the worst price considering how quick this is for a front-wheel drive, but kind of a weird price when you consider how much a Golf R is, which we'll get to in our Golf R review.
Yeah, so the value is in the base model. It's not in this $40,000 fully loaded one.
But if you're a GTI guy, you're a GTI guy. I'm sure there's a lot of GTI guys who aren't Golf R guys.
Yeah, so let us know what you guys think. I think this is pretty damn good. Definitely head to tsp.truecar.com if you're shopping for one of these bad boys. And that's it.
Hit them up. Link in the description.